Captain Kirk is having a conversation with Mr. Spock. And Mr. Spock is sitting here, and Kirk is standing here, talking to Mr. Spock, right? And you want the camera to be here to get that shot. You see the problem? If there were a console here, you couldn't put the camera here. You would need to move this section out of the way to get the shot you want, because that's what they were doing, making a TV show. They weren't like, oh, we can't put the camera there because there's supposed to be a station there. No, nobody said that. They would just move it out of the way. In fact, anytime you saw a wide shot of the bridge, it was almost always from where? Back here. This wall would never be here. This was never here. You'd have to get back here to look into the bridge. If this was all closed in, you could never get your camera far enough away to see it all. So normally this would never be here. The only reason that that would ever be there was if they wanted to shoot this shot. Look with Kirk and maybe Sulu and check. And by the way, because they didn't have a lot of money, you would not set that up all the time. You know what you do? And this is what they did. They set it up once. They roll that into position, and then they shoot a camera shot of just the view screen. Then they put a different lens on it, and they shoot it further back with Chekhov and Sulu in the foreground, looking over their shoulders. And then they'd move back even further and shoot a shot with Kirk sitting in the chair. And then you know what they do? They put all those shots in a vault somewhere, and then if they make an episode where they need that shot, they go grab it. It was the same way with the Enterprise. Exactly the same way with the Enterprise. They would set that big model up, like one day, and they would shoot a shot with the camera going by the ship. And then they'd shoot a shot with the ship going away from the camera. Then they would shoot a shot that looked like the ship orbiting a planet. Then they'd shoot a shot with the ship orbiting away from the camera. Then they'd shoot a shot of the ship going by sideways. Then they'd shoot a shot of the ship hanging in space so they could make the phaser shots. They would do it all at once. That's why if you go back and watch the original series, those Enterprise shots seem to be the same all the time. All they might do is maybe change out the planet. Because it costs too much money to set that 11-foot model up and shoot footage of it. So you do it once, and then you use the same stock shots over and over again. Where did I put my coffee?
I put it over here.
Oh, thank you.
No coffee on the bridge.
No, I was just about to lose my mind. I'm like, I know I sat it down here just a minute ago. Where is it? Same thing, like there were other episodes where it was supposed to be the bridge of a different starship. Well, how do you make it different? Don't lean on the railing, by the way. It's made to look good, but it doesn't hold up very well under leaning. If you wanted to make this a different starship from the Enterprise, well, what would you do? Ships are ships are ships, but you'd have to give it its own little special touches, right? So some of the things that they would do. They put an extension on the chair back. They would change out these displays. Maybe and then they'd change this plaque out. This said Enterprise on the Enterprise, but what's this say?
Jeff knows where they're going to go.
USS Constitution. So the last fan production that shot here, this was a different ship. So little things like that, little tweaks that you would make, just like with the quarters. You'd give it special touches to make it to say to the audience, yes, this is a ship in the fleet, but it's a different ship. Oh, and here's a fun. Remember those rocker switches in the briefing room? Well, we couldn't afford. See, look around. Look at every station. They're at every station, right? Even Chekhov and Sulu had some. And while we couldn't afford to buy 20 of them, ooh, look, these even work. Red alert, look. These two actually work. You thought, well, you know, if you only have two of them, where would be two good places to put them? Right here, Sulu and Chekhov. They deserve buttons that actually work. And I think even Colton, push the red button closest to you. Oh, you just turned the whole ship off. Push the green one next to it. Oh, look, you just turned the astrogator on and off. And I don't even know if the third one works. Does the white one work? No. You might have just shot somebody out the tube. Any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Why was I chosen?
Sorry?
Why was I chosen to be first to...
Why were you chosen? Because you're awesome. That's why. Any questions, anybody?